Did you know that the oldest fossils of Homo sapiens weren't found in Europe or Asia, but in Africa? For centuries, the narrative has painted Africa as a continent lagging behind, but a closer look reveals a vastly different story. This is a journey to reevaluate Africa's place in the world, a story of innovation, connection, and resilience. The story begins with the very origins of humanity. The evidence overwhelmingly points to Africa as the cradle of humankind. Discoveries at Jebel Irhoud in Morocco, dating back approximately 315,000 years, and Omo Kaibish in Ethiopia, with fossils around 195,000 years old, firmly establish Africa as the birthplace of Homo sapiens. From this origin point, humanity spread across the globe. But Africa's story doesn't stop there. It's a tapestry woven with threads of advanced civilizations, bustling trade routes, and profound cultural achievements. Let's explore some of the earliest centers of state formation. Ancient Egypt, emerging around 3100 BC under Nama, stands as a testament to early African ingenuity. The Kingdom of Kush in Nubia, flourishing from around 1070 BC, was another major power, with its capitals at Napata and later Meroe. Carthage, in modern-day Tunisia, founded by the Phoenicians around 814 BC, rose to become a dominant Mediterranean force before its destruction by Rome. Further south, the Aksumite Empire in Ethiopia and Eritrea thrived from the 1st to the 7th centuries CE, even issuing its own coinage, a sign of economic sophistication. These empires weren't isolated, they were integral parts of a global network of trade and exchange. The trans-Saharan trade routes, active for over a millennium, connected West Africa with North Africa, the Mediterranean, and the Islamic world. Gold, salt, textiles, and enslaved people flowed across the desert, fostering cultural and economic exchange. Simultaneously, the Indian Ocean trade connected East Africa with Arabia, Persia, India, and even China. Ports like Kilwa, Mombasa, Sofala, and Zanzibar became cosmopolitan hubs, integrated into global commerce. The pilgrimage of Mansa Musa, ruler of the Mali Empire, to Mecca in 1324 vividly illustrates Africa's wealth and influence. His lavish spending in Cairo reportedly affected the local economy for years. Moving inland, let's examine the remarkable Great Zimbabwe, a major stone-built city that flourished from the 11th to the 15th centuries. Built by Shona-speaking ancestors, it was part of a wider trading system connected to the Indian Ocean. It showcases sophisticated dry stone architecture, including the impressive Great Enclosure. Benin City, in present-day Nigeria, was described by European visitors in the 15th to 17th centuries as one of the most impressive urban centers they had encountered. Its extensive walls, planned streets, and exquisite court art, including the Benin bronzes, attest to its grandeur. The Benin bronzes, tragically looted by the British in 1897, are now recognized as some of the world's greatest historical art treasures. The narrative of Africa as a continent devoid of intellectual tradition is also false. In Timbuktu and other Sahelian centers, scholars produced countless Arabic manuscripts on law, astronomy, mathematics, medicine, and theology. The University of Al-Qarawiyyin in Fez, Morocco, founded in 859 CE, is often cited as the world's oldest continually operating degree-granting university. Africa played a crucial role in the Islamic world, not just as a recipient of Islamic influence, but as an active participant in shaping Islamic civilization. The empires of Mali and Songhai were deeply embedded in Islamic scholarship, then North Africa served as a vital intellectual and commercial bridge connecting sub-Saharan Africa, Europe, and West Asia. The scholar Ibn Khaldun, writing in the 14th century, provides invaluable insights into North Africa and the Sahel. Africa's military and diplomatic power also played a significant role on the world stage. The Ethiopian victory over Italy at the Battle of Odwa in 1896 stands as one of the most significant anti-colonial triumphs in history. Odwa transformed Ethiopia into a symbol of African sovereignty and global black resistance. States like Asante, Dahomey, Buganda, and others were sophisticated entities with complex systems of diplomacy, taxation, military organization, and long-distance trade. The Swahili Coast, a cosmopolitan maritime civilization with African, Arab, Persian, and South Asian influences, further highlights Africa's oceanic connectivity. Archaeological discoveries at sites like Mtwapa and Shana have revealed the long and complex history of these networks. So, how did the narrative of Africa being behind become so dominant? The answer lies in the devastating impact of the transatlantic slave trade and European colonialism. From the 16th to the 19th centuries, an estimated 12.5 million Africans were forcibly transported across the Atlantic, with about 10.7 million surviving the journey. This immense extraction of people and labor had a catastrophic impact on African societies. The Berlin Conference of 1884–1885 formalized the scramble for Africa, with European powers carving up the continent without any African representation. By 1914, European powers controlled approximately 90% of Africa. Colonialism led to the exploitation of resources, the suppression of local economies, and the imposition of artificial borders that continue to fuel conflicts today. Decolonization unfolded primarily after World War II, accelerating in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s. But the legacy of colonialism continues to shape modern Africa. Many African states inherited borders drawn by Europeans, disregarding ethnic, trade, and ecological realities. This has contributed to secessionist conflicts, civil wars, and regional instability. Africa remains rich in resources like cobalt, copper, gold, and diamonds. But the extraction of these resources often benefits foreign corporations at the expense of local communities. It's crucial to understand that the modern economic and political disparity between Africa and Europe is largely a consequence of the slave trades, colonial extraction, and post-colonial interventions. Africa's influence on global politics, religion, and identity is undeniable. The wealth of West African empires shaped medieval perceptions of Africa. Ethiopian Christianity influenced regional and global Christian history. Anti-colonial movements across Africa became part of the global decolonization wave. Pan-Africanism, championed by figures like W.E.B. Du Bois, Marcus Garvey, Kwame Nkrumah, and Patrice Lumumba, helped shape modern global anti-racist thought. Africa is not a continent defined by its deficits, but by its immense contributions to human history and culture. It's time to dismantle the outdated narratives and embrace a more nuanced and accurate understanding of Africa's past, present, and future. The world needs to see Africa as the complex, dynamic, and influential continent it truly is, the origin of us all.